Hello again, Laureen with Sacred by Design. And I am talking today about different things in your remodel kitchen or new kitchen that will affect your budget. Items that I have found over my years to either put somebody way beyond what they had anticipated and it's too late to change, or that most often we have to make decisions on during the design process. So my first number one mistake that I run across is that many people, too many people, wait to the very last thing to decide on their countertop material or their countertop color choice. And the unfortunate, unanticipated effect of this is that they either find what they absolutely love and it's way outside their budget, or which is most often what happens, or they find what they absolutely love, but they've already either purchased, installed, or decided on all of their other finished materials and colors, and it doesn't go. So those are the two things. And I will say that I have never seen more disappointment in my clients than the ones that wait too long to make a decision on their countertop color and material, and then they feel like they always got second choice. And it's a very sad thing. And our business is the saddest, is to not provide our clients with everything that they really want to the best of our ability. So now cabinets are the other thing that are most visually impactful in a kitchen. And so coordinating those two things approximately at the same time is pretty important. Now that means, again, working with an interior designer that can help you through that decision-making process, where you want to land in that process, is very important. So those are the two items I would say most affect the rest of the color, style, pattern selections that you will put into your kitchen. From backsplashes to flooring to cabinet hardware to sink color to everything. So we want to make sure appliances also in that category. So in your cabinet selection, wood is going to be the number one choice. Now, paint is also falls into that category, because if you're going to paint your cabinets, you definitely only go with solid maple. That is the solid wood that will translate wood grain less under paint. That's typically your most solid painting is going to be in solid maple or a heartwood maple. That different companies call it different items, but solid maple is what you want if you're going with paint. Now, if you're not doing paint, you're doing some kind of stain or natural wood, that's going to be one of your first choices. Then stylistically, you want to talk to your designer about the style of cabinet door. Now, the most installed, selected, and least expensive style of door for the last 100+ years has been a shaker or a variation on the shaker door style. Now, if you want more explanation about door styles, that's a whole nother long conversation that we won't do in this video. However, if you're going to go off of that standard, there are things that you need to know that will affect the overall cost greatly of your cabinets in your door style. So what we call a flat panel, which is a quarter flat panel with a solid wood stile and rail, which is the railing that goes around the panel, that's always going to be your least expensive. Then once you move up from that, you still have your solid wood stile and rails. Now we're talking about a raised panel. And a raised panel is very traditional, not done very often anymore, but it's still out there. It's still an option, and that will cost you more than the standard flat panel, because now we're getting back into 3/4 inch thick a solid wood. Mitered door styles, that's where the corner joints are on a diagonal. That's called a mitered. Those will always be more expensive. And then as you start adding decorative mullions and decorative elements to the inside of the stiles and rails, or decorative edge details, those will all increase your price. So make sure you're keeping those in mind when you're making decisions around that. Typically, stain doesn't cost more than natural in most cabinet packages. Depends on your cabinet maker, so please double check that. I have personal preferences around stain when you're talking natural wood, but that's a design decision that you want to talk to your designer about. Now, other things that will affect your kitchen remodel, appliances is huge. Can you do a complete kitchen package, dishwasher, range, refrigerator, and microwave for under $3,000? Absolutely. And if you need to do that, make sure you shop in advance. Black Friday deals, watch for all the specials that come up, package deals from your big box stores. Please just, bear that in mind and be pre-prepared to buy appliances when you can get them at the deal that you're looking for. And a lot of things that will affect that is something you definitely want to talk to an appliance person about. A lot of your designers will know, hopefully at least the basics, if not more than that, depending on their years of experience and whether or not they know about a lot of background information about appliances, because that's a whole nother thing. And then after that is your countertop choice. Obviously your laminate, what we call laminate countertops, Formica, Wilson Art, plastic type countertops that have been installed for decades, is going to be your least expensive option. Tile almost never happens anymore, at least not in my area, mostly because tile installers get so expensive that it outprices a solid surface countertop. So and then in your solid surfaces, and I think I talk a lot about pricing on countertops in my countertop series, so please check back on that. Your countertops are going to be your other one that will affect the price. Now, if you do a matching backsplash out of a solid surface countertop, it's only 4 inches. That's going to be your least expensive option for a backsplash detail. However, if you're wanting to get more decorative, tile is going to start to bump that price up. Sometimes it can bump it up by quite a bit. So if you need to find out what tile installation prices are in your area, talk to your designer, talk to your contractor, find out how much that difference is when you're coming up to that decision. What type of flooring you're going to put in your kitchen. In a remodel, most especially, obviously in new construction, you're putting in new flooring. Hopefully you've already taken care of a lot of that. If you're doing the same flooring throughout your house, if you're doing a different flooring in your kitchen than you are in the rest of the house, your least expensive is obviously going to be a sheet vinyl, which has also been around for decades. Then you're going to bump up into your luxury vinyl tile or plank look, which is a waterproof vinyl plank, click together floating floor, and another product which is called marmoleum or a linoleum type product. They also come in click together. They also come in sheet goods. Those are all going to start to run in the same price range. Then if you bump up over that, now you're talking either solid or engineered wood or tile installation. Again, so you want to make sure that you're very clear with your contractor about what type of flooring so they can accurately bid what you're trying to put in. Make sure that you're getting an installation price separate from your material budget so that you know what you're looking at when you're picking materials. You need to know not a total price, but you need to know, how much your materials are going to cost, depending on whether or not your contractor is doing the installation or if they're going to have a flooring company do the installation. Just kind of keep those items in mind, because the installation cost, if you're trying to decide on what type of tile, what color, what style, what pattern, just as an example, the installation cost is going to stay pretty consistent. Now, if you get very elaborate in the pattern, that's a whole nother conversation. But let's just say, for an easier example, your luxury vinyl tile and plank, which is super, super popular right now, how much is going to cost to install that is really not going to change. Your control comes in what you spend on the materials. So you need to balance cost with value to make sure that you're getting something that's going to last you. Because if you have to replace your flooring every 5 years because it's not very good, it's really not going to save you any money. The very little bit of money on the upfront side, but in the long run, it'll cost you more to replace, especially after you've put all your furniture and everything back in. So those are some ways that will affect your budget in a kitchen. And then we start getting into the more expensive things that we talked about in the last video with kitchens over 50,000. Once you're in a remodel versus a new construction, once you're in a remodel, you're talking about relocating plumbing, relocating electrical, updating electrical, swapping out switches, moving outlets, moving appliances is quite often the most costly part of a remodel in a kitchen. Relocating a range or a sink or a refrigerator that has a water line. Those are the three that will cost you money. I'm in the middle of a kitchen remodel right now where we're moving all of those. The sink, not so much, which we're very fortunate, but everything else. And so that cost for the plumber and the electrician, those costs need to be figured in. Those can get pretty expensive. So those are some of the big things that will affect a kitchen budget. Keep them in mind. I am running long again. I really try not to let my videos run this long, but I have so much information to give you and I want to share, and hopefully your designer also wants to share with you all of their accumulated knowledge so that they can help you get the best kitchen that you can have. And till the next time, thank you so much.